Imagine living in a peaceful farmhouse, only to be haunted by something you can't see, can't fight, and can't escape. This is the terrifying true story of the Bell Witch, where fear doesn't knock at the door, it breathes down your neck. In the early 19th century, deep in the Appalachian foothills of Tennessee, a rural farm became the center of one of the most mysterious and terrifying hauntings in American history. This is the true story of the Bell Witch, a haunting so powerful, so malevolent, that it has captivated paranormal enthusiasts, historians, and skeptics for generations. The haunting didn't begin with blood-curdling screams or supernatural sightings. It started quietly, almost imperceptibly, until the terror became impossible to ignore. This is the story of John Bell, his family, and the spirit that haunted them, and America's most haunted legend. In the early 1800s, Tennessee was still a frontier territory, full of forests, wildlife, and hard work. John Bell, a respected farmer and landowner, had cleared hundreds of acres with his brothers to create a peaceful homestead. He married Lucy Williams and raised a large family of children on their farm in Adams, Tennessee. The Bells were known as strong, hardworking, and family-oriented. Neighbors described John as upright, honest, and generous. Their life was modest but happy, filled with farming, hunting, and long days spent outdoors. No one suspected that their peaceful existence was about to be shattered. The haunting began subtly. At first, it was noises, soft footsteps in empty rooms, doors that rattled, the windows were shut tight, and the occasional misplaced tool or object. The family assumed animals might be to blame, perhaps raccoons in the attic or rodents sneaking in through the walls. But soon the incidents became personal. It started with knocking, 3 knocks at a time, spaced exactly, as if someone was trying to send a message. Sometimes it would be heard near the children's beds at night. Then objects began to move. A chair would slide several feet away from the wall without explanation. A bucket of water would overturn. Lamps would dim or flare without cause. John Bell tried to laugh it off, but the fear began to grow. Soon, the family began hearing whispers. At night, a woman's voice would call John by name. John. The voice was soft but insistent. It didn't sound like any neighbor, nor did it match the voice of any family member. One night, John sat bolt upright in bed, listening intently. The voice returned. John. This time it was accompanied by a chilling breeze that blew across his face, snuffing out the candle. The next morning, Lucy confirmed she had heard the same voice calling her name. The presence becomes malevolent. The presence didn't stop at whispers. Soon it began mocking the family. "You are a fool, John. Your wife is weak." The spirit's taunts escalated into frightening threats. The children, terrified, began sleeping in the same room, refusing to go to their beds alone. Missy, the youngest, cried herself to sleep. Daniel, the oldest, claimed that something was watching him from the corner of the room. Christopher developed sleepwalking tendencies. The farm animals also began falling ill under strange circumstances. Cows refused to graze, chickens would scatter, and horses broke their restraints at night as if spooked by something invisible. The name Bell Witch is born soon. Rumors spread through the community. Neighbors came to witness the strange occurrences for themselves. Some claimed that they heard the voice mocking the family from outside the house. Others saw unexplained shadows in the dark fields. Within months, the local newspaper referred to the entity as the Bell Witch. The spirit seemed to take particular delight in tormenting John Bell. Witnesses recounted how it would claw at his bedposts, slap his face, and whisper threats in his ears while he slept. Over time, the spirit revealed itself by name. "I am Kate." It claimed to be a witch. Some said a wronged spirit of a woman. Others thought it was a demonic force sent to destroy the family. The spirit's descriptions varied. Some witnesses reported a dark, misshapen figure with glowing eyes and claw-like fingers. Others said it appeared as a beautiful woman at times, then twisted into something horrific. Despite the differing reports, the common theme remained. The Bell Witch had power beyond human understanding. As news of the haunting spread, visitors from nearby towns came to see the terror firsthand. Even prominent figures were drawn to the mystery. One of the most famous visitors was Andrew Jackson, future President of the United States, who visited the farm with a group of men. Local lore claims that Jackson attempted to confront the spirit, but fled in fear, his horse bolting into the night. Paranormal investigators, clergy, and skeptics all attempted to document the activity. Some recorded strange noises, others detected sudden drops in temperature. No one could explain the phenomena. Many concluded that John Bell and his family were suffering from psychological stress or mass hysteria, but the events continued with terrifying consistency. The spirit's attacks on John became increasingly personal. At night, he would wake suffocating. He claimed that invisible hands would choke him or press his chest so hard he couldn't breathe. The voice began warning him of his imminent death. "You will die soon, John." The warnings repeated relentlessly. He grew pale, withdrawn, and anxious. His appetite faded, and he began losing weight. Lucy desperately prayed for relief, but could find none. The family's joy was replaced by sleepless nights and constant fear. The Bell Witch's reputation spread across Tennessee. Families avoided visiting the farm. Some claimed to see strange lights in the windows. Others reported hearing moaning voices when passing by at night. Even law enforcement struggled to explain the events. There was no physical intruder, no evidence of trickery, and yet the terror persisted. Some townsfolk believed the Bell Witch's presence to be supernatural. Others called it madness. But everyone agreed that the Bells were suffering. John Bell's health continued to decline. He barely ate, hardly slept, and became gaunt from exhaustion. The spirit tormented him relentlessly until he could no longer fight back. On his deathbed, neighbors claim the spirit leaned over him and whispered its final warning. "You will die, John." Shortly after, John Bell passed away. Some versions of the legend say that the Bell Witch claimed responsibility for his death, laughing in the darkness as his life slipped away. Even after John's death, strange occurrences reportedly continued for months. Though the Bell family's ordeal ended with John's passing, the legend grew. Today, the Bell Witch is known as America's most documented haunting. Books, films, and podcasts recount the story, blending fact with folklore, but those who study it insist that the terror endured, not just in whispers, but in physical events experienced by multiple witnesses. Historians debate the authenticity of the Bell Witch haunting. Was it the result of psychological trauma, grief, or social paranoia? Or was it something beyond human comprehension, a dark entity that preyed on fear, weakness, and despair? Whatever the truth may be, one thing remains undeniable. The story of the Bell Witch has stood the test of time. It's a chilling reminder that evil doesn't always wear a cloak. It can hide in whispers, shadows, and the spaces between reality and imagination. So, what do you think? Was the Bell Witch a spirit seeking revenge, a malevolent force that fed on fear, or something far more terrifying, something waiting just beyond our understanding? If this story gave you goosebumps, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another chilling tale.